Hello my dear students, welcome to the board. What a joy to see you here. And I'm so proud of you that you want to learn. And this time you want to learn about fraction. And we're going to learn so much about fraction. How was like the Math Week 3 classroom, the virtual classroom? Wasn't that awesome? We saw the video, like the Math Week 3 shack, how fractions been utilized in the form of cakes and pizzas and things like that. We're going to learn more about fraction. This is going to be so much fun. Alright? Well, what is fraction? Fraction, when an object, it's divided to equal parts and each part represents a fraction. So keep in mind, it's a part of a whole. When I say whole, doesn't necessarily means like a whole pizza or whole cake. It could be also whole classroom, which has about 30 students in there. Let's see if I say I want 1/3. I want to find out what is 1/3 of the students in a classroom. See that? And if I know there are 30 students in that classroom and I want to take 1/3 of that, so which will be what? 10. But we're going to learn more about that, okay? So I just want to get the idea. I want you to get the idea that when I said as a whole, not necessarily mean one piece, like a cake or an orange or an apple or even in a pizza, things like that, alright? Okay, good. Well, let's learn more about fraction, okay? Come on over, let's do it, okay? Now let's say for example, let's take for example the pizza itself, alright? So we got the whole pizza, alright? Now this is considered one whole, alright? If I had to cut this pizza into half, right there, I'm cutting it right in the middle, okay? So it'll be equal size, okay? Now this one pizza is been cut into two parts. So if I want to represent this, how do I do that? Now first, this is the line that we're going to use, alright? This is the dividing line between the numerator and the denominator. Very important, okay? This is numerator and this is denominator. How do you spell that? Numerator. Numerator, okay? Over denominator, okay? Denominator, alright? So, numerator over denominator. Always keep in mind, numerator on the top, denominator on the bottom, okay? So now, how the denominator represents how many parts I cut from the whole pizza in this part. I cut into two parts. See that? So I cut into two parts. And how many I'm picking is the numerator. I'm just picking one. See that? One. Now how about this one? Same thing. There are two pieces and I'm only picking one. Alright? See that? Now let's see for example. The same pizza this time I cut into 4 pieces. Cut into 4 equal sizes. Alright? So now what we do? We put this line, and what is this one at the bottom would be considered? Denominator. What do you consider the top? The numerator. Okay? Make sure you know the terms. Okay? Numerator, denominator. Okay? Good. Now what does denominator represent? The number of pieces that I cut from a whole pizza. Okay, number of pieces, okay, out of a whole pizza. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 4. If I just want to represent one, just this one right there, that's the numerator, just one. See that? Let's say for example, I want to represent this whole thing. Alright? So how do I do that? First, what's the denominator? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many pieces I want to represent? 1, 2, 3. I put 3 right there. See that? That's it. Pretty easy, isn't it? Very straightforward. Alright? So keep in mind, the pieces that I'm representing is the word numerator. The denominator is the total pieces that I cut into a whole pizza of a whole pizza. That's the denominator. Alright? Now let's say for example, if I would have another pizza, and this time I cut the pizza into 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. And I only want 1, 2, 3. I want to represent the 3. How do I do that? So again, you put that dividing line. And what's the denominator? That represents how many pieces out of the whole pizza that I cut. In this case, it would be what? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. See that? And how many that I want to represent? 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's 3 over 8. Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, 3 over 8. Or you can even say 3/8. See, there's several ways of expressing it. 3 over 8, 3/8. Sometimes if it's like this, quarter. 1 over 4, 1/4, or quarter, because it is a quarter. See that? A quarter of a pizza. So these are the words that sometimes you use it in your day-to-day language, but you don't realize that. I just need a quarter of the pizza. But actually, you're saying 1/4 of a pizza. Sometimes you say, I just need half of the cake. Right there. This is the half of the cake, which is 1 over 2. You're talking fraction, you're talking mathematics to your parents when you ask for something in a fraction. See that? And when your mom says, I just have to put half spoon of salt, 3 spoons of sugar, and 1/4 spoon of chili powder. See that? Those are fractions. A 1/4 spoon. See that? So in other words, your mom realized that when the spoon is like that, she knows she's just taking this much of chili powders. And that's why she's saying, I just take 1/4 spoon. Because she knows that she's not taking half or, less than half, which is about 1/4. She make that statement. Okay, good. All right, boys and girls, let Mr. Mac erase the board and we can talk more about fraction. And I'll be back with you in a few seconds. All right, my students, let's talk about more fraction, all right? Now remember, does not necessarily has to be a circle. It can be different shape. I could even give you a rectangle shape. And then, let's say, I divide that into several parts, okay? Let's say, look at that. As long they all are equal size, all right? Now this is just a rough sketch, so Mr. Mac cannot have perfectly equal size. But keep in mind, when I draw a diagram with a section in it, they all has to be equal size, okay? When dealing with fraction. So now let's say, for example, I want to find the fraction of the shaded area. So I want to find the fraction of the shaded area. So what is the procedure? What do we do first? First we put the overline, all right? And then we count the denominator first. Okay, the denominator. It's kind of like a D, isn't it? Down, down. So always remember D. Denominator means down. All right. Okay. So you want to look for the denominator. So the word denominator, letters start with D, down. Okay. So that means you're going to put it down. Then N is going to be up. All right. Just keep in mind. So first, what do we do? This is as a whole. This is like a 1. All right. Then we want to find out how many section was cut into of that 1. So we want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means there are 8 parts in one whole rectangle. See that? Now I want to find out the one that I'm looking for. What am I looking for? The shaded area. So 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? I put 4 over 8. Later on we're going to find out how to simplify this. Right now we're just going to leave it the way it is. Okay? So that one is 4 over 8. Now let's say, for example, if I were to give you in a shape of a triangle like this, and then I cut it to equal shape like this. See that? So that how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? So now if I to express that in a form of fraction, and I want the one that's shaded area, so I wanted to express that in a form of a shaded area. Let's say I give another one. Okay, I want the shaded area. Express that in a form of fraction. What do? I put over the line. The down would be just denominator, and that means how many? I count 1, 2, 3, 4. The total pieces, the total parts, all right, the section of that one whole, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the denominator, and I'm looking for what? The shaded area. So that's the numerator. 1, 2, 3. So that makes it 3 over 4. Pretty easy, isn't it? Very straightforward. Okay, so now that's more in the figure. Now let's talk about in a line graph. If we're dealing with the line graph, okay, what do I mean by that? If I were to put a line, okay, and then from 0 to 1, and I want to find the fraction in between to 0 to 1. So keep in mind, if this is 0 to 1, when I go to the right in the center, what does that mean? Half. Half. That means there are 2 parts. See that? That means 2. And this is only 1 part. I'm up to 1 part, so I put 1 right there. See that? Now let's say, for example, I put, how many parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. And I want to measure this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That section is representing the 4 parts. So what does that be? 4. And this is the first one of the 4 parts. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I were to measure this one, this would be 1 because I only went up to 1. And this one was 2 parts. Let's say I put 1 over 2. Actually, it also means 1, 2. 2 over 4. They both are same. Later on, I'll explain to you how these both are same. Alright? Okay, I'll talk about it because we simplified. I kind of give you some brief idea. We simplified. This 2 over 4 is also 1 over 2. When I divide this by 2, I divide this by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay, that means we're simplifying. We're reducing it down 2 over 4 into simplest form. And what this would be? 4, because 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one goes up to how many numbers? 1, 2, 3. See that? That's 3. Actually, this one is what? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 section, and we're going up to 4. So 4 over 4 is 1. So whenever I have the numerator and the denominator number are same, they're always equals to 1. So keep in mind. So whenever the numerator and the denominator are same, they're always equals to 1. What do I mean by that? Let's say, for example, if I have a 3 over 3, it's equals to 1. If it's a 5 over 5, it's also equals to 1. Why is that? Look at that. 3 divided by 3 is what? 1. Okay? 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 over 1 is 1. See that? That's a whole pizza. Let's say, for example, if I got a whole pizza, I cut that into 3 parts. If I shaded this whole thing, how many parts are there? 1, 2, 3. The denominator. The numerator, how many am I counting? 1, 2, 3. See that? That's a one whole pizza. The same thing with this one. I cut it into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 parts. And I want all 5 to be included. And still what? It's a one whole pizza. See that? Alright? So keep in mind, even 100 over 100 is 1. It's just like cut that pizza into 100 pieces. And I'm including all that 100. I'm representing all the 100, which is 100 over 100. So keep in mind, okay? Alright, so now what happened? Let's take that line again. And I want to cut that into further down. I want to measure this one in between now. So that one I have to count. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. That size has been broken into 8 parts to make it 1. See that? That means this is over 8. Okay? And the first one, which is 1. See that? And this one will be 2 over 8. And this one will be 3 over 8. And this one will be 4 over 8. See that? And this one will be 5 over 8. Because of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that make sense? Alright? Let's do another one, okay? So let's say, for example, if I give you a line graph, and I told you this is starting with 0, and this goes to 1. And I want to break this into 8 parts, alright? I find the middle first, and then I start breaking them. So now count how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means each section is 1 over 8. When I go to the next one, it becomes 2 over 8. Next one will be 3 over 8. The next one will be 4 over 8. The next one will be 5 over 8. The next one will be 6 over 8. And the next one will be 7 over 8. And this will be 8 over 8. See that? That's how you break it. Now, earlier, see that? We got all these numbers in between. Let's go to, look at that, 2 over 8. If I take 2 over 8, I can divide. When I say reduce, that means I'm simplifying. In other words, I'm dividing a number, a common number. The numerator and the denominator with it have to be same. If I divide numerator, I have to divide denominator also. I cannot just divide one and not another one. So it has to be done for both. I'm going to divide a common number that both can be divided, which is what? 2. 2 can be divided by 2, gives me what? 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 2 over 8 is also 1 over 4. Let's represent the form of pizza. Alright, I got 2 pizza. 1 is 2 over 8. So we're going to cut this into 8 pieces. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 over 8. That means 1, 2. See that? Now I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces, and then I'm looking for 1 over 4, which is right there. because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I only need one piece. Look at that. This, and this are same. See that? It's just that this has been represented as a 2 over 8. This one has been represented as a 1 over 4. That means they both are same. And how do we get that? By doing this. That's how we got 2 over 8 equals to 1 over 4. So that's what called reducing, okay? So this is actually 1 over 4. We cannot simplify this because 3 and 8. 3 is a prime number, okay? How about 4 and 8? I can divide 4 over 8. Look at that. 4 over 8. I can divide numerator with the 4 and denominator with the 4. So give me what? 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that means this is 1 over 2. And it is. Look at that. And this is the half. And that's another half. See? One part. That's a 2 parts. That's why 2 and I'm only counting 1. Like this one. There's a 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're taking only one part out of the 4 parts. See that? Now look at this one. I can't simplify this one. 6 over 8. 6 over 8. I can divide this by 2 and I can divide this by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that is 3 over 4. And look at that. 1, 2, 3. 3 and then how many other? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over 8. Same thing. 3 over 4. That means 1, 2, 3. See that? And then which is 3 over 4. Which is 6 over 8. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 over 8. Look at that. Same. See that? Right there? That's 6 over 8. And this is 3 over 4. That means 6 over 8 is also equals to 3 over 4. And how do we go from 6 over 8 to 3 over 4? We divide this by 2. We divide this by 2. 6 divided by 2, 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. See that? Alright? So they're pretty much same. It's just that it was expressed in a different denominator. And that's where this comes. Alright? Okay, let Mr. Mac erase the board and let's talk about the line. I want to make sure you understand that part very well. Okay, I'll be back with you. Alright, my dear students. Okay, let's say for example, let's take another line. Alright, let's start with 0 and then I'm going to put 1. I want to break this into 16 parts. Okay, so let's find the middle and then this one right there and then right there and then further down. See that? I'm just cutting that into more smaller pieces, kind of like a pizza. This is just like a pizza, okay? What is it? See that? In the form of a circle. We cut the pizza into half, and then to the quarter, and then to the 1/8, and then to 1/16. See that? And this is 1/16. The more I cut, the bigger the denominator gets. The smaller the piece gets. See that? Now, this is what? 1 over 16. 1 over 16. See that? It gets smaller. The same thing with the line graph. Alright? The more I put lines to it, the more I break it down, it becomes smaller. It becomes 1 over 16. Why is that 1 over 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I broke 1 into 16 parts. And that's what means 1 over 16. And this one makes 2 over 16. And this one makes 3 over 16. And this one makes 4 over 16. And this one makes 5 over 16. And this one makes 6 over 16. And this one makes 7 over 16, and this one makes 8 over 16, and so forth. If I simplify this, it will give me different value. This one will give me 1/8 because this is 2 over 16. Remember? 2 over 16. I can divide this by 2. I can divide this by 2. Gives me 1 over 8. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And so that is 1 over 8. 3 over 16 I cannot simplify. I can simplify this one. 4 over 16. I divide this by 4, I divide this by 4. Gives me 4 divided by 4 is 1, 16 divided by 4 is 4. So that is what? 1 over 4. See that? Now look at this one. Let's jump into this one. 8 over 16. So 8 over 16, I can divide this by 8, I can divide this by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1, 16 divided by 8 is 2. That means that's the half. 1 over 2. And it is, see that? Half. 2 parts, 2 parts. I mean 1 part and a second part. So that makes 2 parts. So 1 over the 2 parts of the fraction, of the denominator. See that? Okay, so pretty straightforward, isn't it? It's just that when you cut smaller, see that this is what? 1 over 4, isn't it? 1 over 4. But how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 over 16. 4 over 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that makes 1 over 4. Actually, just together, if I had to cut it into smaller pieces like that, it takes 4 over 16 to make 1 over 4. And this one is what? Half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It makes 8 over 16 pieces to make half of that cake or pizza. This one is what? 3 over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It requires 12 over 16 to make 3 over 4. Now let's take that. 12 over 16. Let's divide the 12. What's the common number that 12 and 16 can be divided by? 4. See, that timetable comes very handy, isn't it? That's a common factor. Remember from our previous lesson, from patterns and sequence? What's the common factor between 12 and 16? 4. I can divide this by 4. I can divide this by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 3 over 4. Right there. Pretty easy, isn't it? So it's very important, okay? Understanding in the form of circle, or even in the form of a rectangle, or square, or triangle, or even a line. Able to represent a form of fraction, okay? Now another thing I want you to understand is how to read them. If I give you 5 over 7, able to read that 5 over 7, alright? A certain thing you can say like this: 1/4, 1/4, a quarter, okay? 1/4, or 1/5, or 3/4. See that? So there's several ways, but the way you normally want to understand is 5 over 7. That means 5 over 7. So you're able to write it and able to read it and translate in a form of numeral. See that? So you should be able to, okay? Make sure the word over, that's what this means, over. That line there, that stands for over. 5 over 7. Actually, that also means 5 divided by 7. Keep in mind, alright? This is freebies, you want to keep in mind. That's what this is. 5 over 7. If you want to convert a fraction into a decimal, this is what you do, but we'll learn that later, alright? Okay, so don't worry about that right now. But understand how to read it, how to write it, okay? Fraction, okay? So very easy, like for example, what is this? 7 over 18. So you're able to spell 7 and able to spell 18. The word over. O-V-E-R. Over. Okay? O-V-E-R. O-V-E-R. Over. That's the word you want to use. Numerator over denominator. Make sure you understand the word numerator and the word denominator. What is numerator and what's denominator? Denominator, it's always D down. Numerator is up. Keep that in mind, okay? So, alright, are you ready for hands-on practice? Alright, boys and girls. Alright, my dear students, let's do that. Okay, Mr. Max is going to erase the board and I'll be back with you. Alright, my dear students, are you ready? Are you ready for hands-on practice? Alright, well, let's call Pablo. Alright, let's do it. Pablo! He's coming. Alright, there he is. Alright, my dear students, Pablo's going to hand over the worksheet and have fun with it, alright? And then make sure you pause the video, okay? And then come back. There's a 2 sheet, so Pause first one after you're done, and then go to the next one and pause it, and then come back. Take your time, okay? I'll be here waiting for you, so don't rush. All right? Okay, have fun with it. Good job, my dear students. All right. Well, look like Pablo did a good job. All right. Okay, let's do that. Let's do the first one. The first one says true or false. So A, 2 over 3. 3 is the numerator. Does it right? Numerator. 3 is on what? Down. Down at the bottom. Down. D. That's supposed to be denominator. 3 is supposed to be denominator. So it should be what? False. Okay? The first one, A, should be false. Let's look at B. Now B, 5 over 7. 7 is the denominator. Is 7 down? It is down. It is denominator. D. See that? The letter D from the denominator? Down. Okay? So that means it's in the down. So which is 7 is the denominator, which is true. Okay, good. And how about C? 3 over 4. 3 is the numerator. Very good. If 4 is a down, which is denominator, 3 has to be the numerator. Alright? Okay, good. Alright, so the first one is false, second one is true, and third one also true. Okay, good. Now let's go look at the problem number 2. Express the following fraction as numerals. Okay, so it's been given in the form of word 1/4. 1/4. Okay, so let's write that down. 1/4. So problem number 2, it says 1/4, okay, which also means 1 over 4. That's what it is. 1 over 4. 1/4 is 1 over 4. And let's look at B. 3 over 5. 3 over 5. Okay, see that? 3 over 5. Just exactly it says. Very easy, isn't it? And then C, 9 over 16. So 9 over 16. Just like it says. Alright? So be careful there. Sometimes they can say 1/4, 1/5, 1/6, okay, 1/7, 1/3. See that? You can use that word, okay? Half. So half will be what? If I say half, which is 1 over 2. Because half of an apple is what? 1 over 2. See that? So sometimes you can, quarter. Quarter is 1 over 4. Because if you have a one whole pizza, if I cut it into 4 parts, and this is considered quarter. Alright? Quarter, which is 1 over 4. So 1 over 4. Okay, good. Now let's look at problem number 3. This time you're asked to write the fractions in words. So they gave us the fraction in numeral, alright? So number 3A. So we've been given 5 over 7. Just like I'm reading, 5 over 7. So just write 5 over 7. Exactly that I'm reading, 5 over 7. And then the next one is 1 over 2. 1 over 2, okay? So don't try to be fancy, just be 1 over 2. Don't try to say 1/2 or anything like that. Just remember 1 over 2. Just remember that. Okay, we don't want to be fancy when you're writing in a form of words, okay? Alright, so now let's look at C. Now C is what? 5 over 12. So 5 over 12. The biggest thing is spelling it. Make sure you spell that right. 12. Alright, so 5 over 12. Alright, good. Alright, number 4. Write the fractions representing the shaded area. Okay, number 4A. So 4A, you're given a circle and been divided into how many parts? 3 parts. Okay, you got 3 parts. And then how many has been shaded? Just 1. See, just like I'm saying, 3 parts and shaded how many? 1. So when now we want to express in a form of fraction, you put the over line and the denominator represent how many parts in the 1? 3 parts. See that? And how many is shaded? 1. That's the numerator. See? Very straightforward, isn't it? How many has been shaded? 1. And how many are the total in a 1 circle? 3 parts. Right there. 3 parts. Okay, let's look at B. B, you're given a rectangle and you're cut into how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. So you're cut into 8 parts. Alright, you got 8 parts and they shaded 3 of them. they shaded 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. See, just like I'm saying, there are how many parts in that rectangle? 8 parts, okay? And how many was shaded? 3. See that? Just like that, okay? So put over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including the shaded. You count everything, okay? So there are 8 of them. And how many is shaded? 1, 2, 3. See that? Very important, okay? You count all of them, including the shaded. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because sometimes there's a tendency to the student who doesn't belong to score a mathematic 3, they'll count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They put a 5, and then 1, 2, 3. They shaded 3. No, 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 no. Okay, that's the no. All right, everything, because this is all in one. The one being broken up into 8 parts, and that's what the 8 for denominator. The numerator, I'm searching for the shaded area, which is 3 of the shaded areas. So I put the numerator. Okay. Okay. Let's look at C. C, you're given a triangle. Okay, you're given a triangle. Okay, and then how many has been shaded? How many triangles in a triangle? 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, and they shaded 3 of them. So they shaded 3 of them. Okay, see that? Just like I was telling you, how many triangles in a triangle? There are 3 parts. Actually, how many triangles are there in a triangle? How many parts been broken up in the triangle? 4 parts. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put over 4, and how many is shaded? 1, 2, 3. That's it. Very important. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. 3 is shaded. Okay. All right. Now let's do D. Now D, you're given a rhombus. Okay. And then it was cut into 4 parts, and 2 of them are shaded. See that? Just like I'm talking to you, the rhombus was cut into 4 parts, 2 of them are shaded. So 4 parts, that's the denominator. 4 parts, 2 shaded is the numerator. See that? Very easy, isn't it? Very straightforward. Okay, all right. Later on, we're going to learn how to simplify this. Right now, don't worry about it. This is not the proper way of expressing it. That's fine. I just want you to understand how to read this object. Okay, this object, and able to translate that fraction into numeral form. Okay, all right, good. Okay, boys and okay, my students, let me erase the board so we have some room. We'll do the other part of the paper. Okay, I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, problem number 5. Shade the areas representing the fractions. Okay, so we're given, okay, 5a, we're given 3 over 4. They want us to shade it into this circle. Okay, it was been broken up into 4 parts because there's a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's the numerator says? 3. That means what? We shade 3 areas. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, so let's look at B. Now B, you're given 5 over 6, and then they gave you a rectangle and have how many sections? 6 sections. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See that? And how many they want? 5 to be shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See that? Pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward. Okay, very straightforward. Okay, let's look at problem number 6. 6a. Show in a diagram of the following fractions. This time they want you to show in a form of diagram, so you can draw anything. So let's say 2 over 3. So I can put a circle, and I have to break this into how many parts? Very good, 3 parts. Okay, 3 parts. All right. Now, not necessarily you can do circle. You can also do the rectangle. Okay, just break into 3 parts. See that? Same thing. So how many need to be shaded? 2. 1, 2. See that? Same thing here. 1 or 2 right there. Or you can shade this one, not that one. Doesn't matter. Okay. See that? 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. See that? It's same thing. Okay. Okay. B. You asked for 4 over 5. Okay, so it's easy if you do the rectangle, all right, rather than a circle. Okay, so we can do the rectangle, and you can have 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See that? That's the 5 parts. And how many need to be shaded? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. And that's 4/5. Okay, good. Alright, let's do now. Okay, problem number 7. Write the missing fraction on the number line below. Number line, okay? Kind of like the number line we talked about, which is also called line graph, okay? So the number lines also can call as a line graph, okay? So 0 to 1. Okay, then how many has been broken up to? It's been broken up into 4 parts. That's the key thing. Count how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. That means each of the represent of what? 1/4. Okay, so they already told us this is 2/4, which makes it easier. See that? 1, 2. See that? So this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So how do I get the 4? Because 1, 2, 3, 4. This 1 has been broken into 4 parts. That's what that is. Kind of like in a circle. If I have a pizza, I cut it into 4 parts. The same thing in the form of line. Okay? So it was broken up into 4 parts, and each parts, this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, which is also 1. See that? You're measuring like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? Alright, good. So this is 1/4, and this has already been given, and this is the 1. These are the 2 that we are filling in the blank. Okay? So let's look at B. So B, we are given, this time they didn't give us anything, they just give us a line. This is 1 and this is 0, and find out how many has been broken up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 section, 8 parts. Alright, so 8 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. That means everything is what? Over 8. See that? So the first one is 1/8, and the second one is 2/8, and the one is the third one. This is the one we want us to fill up, which is 3/8. Okay, and then 4/8, and then this one they want another one for you to fill up, 5/8, and then 6/8, and there's another one. This one they want us to fill up, which is 7/8. So very important to understand these sections. Once you know how many total are, that's the denominator. Next is just count. 1, 2, 3, 3/8, 4, 5, 5/8, 6, 7, 7/8. See that? Very easy, isn't it? Okay, good. So number line is very straightforward. Okay, now problem number 8. Draw a number line and mark the fractions on it. This time they want you to draw it on that line. Okay, so let's look at problem number 8. So you are given 3/6. They ask you to draw this 3/6. Point that fraction on a number line. Okay, so let's put 0 to 1, and then we want to 6 parts. Alright, so let's do 6 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See that? 6 parts, alright? And they wanted what? Third. 1, 2, 3. This is 3/6. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they want 3/6 right there. Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, very straightforward. Okay, good. Now let's look at the next one. Next one is 4/5. They want us to show us 4/5. So B, again put the line and then look for 5. Okay, starting with 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then put 1 right there. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Okay, that means this makes 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and that's what we're looking for, 4/5 right there. Pretty easy, isn't it? Very straightforward. Okay, okay, good. And this is the beginning of the fraction. Alright, make sure you understand this, because we're going to learn more. Things are going to get a little bit challenging. Okay, we're going to get deeper, and nothing challenges you. Alright, because you belong to Score A Math Victory, and you are the best, and you deserve the best. And that's why Mr. Mac is here, to bring only the best for you, because I care about you, because you're the best. Okay, and it is coming from the best. Alright, my dear students, it's time for look at this. Hello, Pablo. Time for quiz. Time for quiz. Okay, have fun with the quiz and then come back and see Mr. Mac on the next sub lesson. Okay, I'll be waiting for you. Take your time. Don't rush. Try to understand. If you think you're lost, just go back. That's the beauty about e-learning. All right. Go back to the video on this lesson, review it, and then take the quiz if you think you're struggling. If not, just go and jump in and go get them. Because why? You're a tiger, alright? Okay, my dear students, go get them, alright? And I'm very proud of you because you're doing really good.